front men, and Philly checks in trouble, and it's Jefferson puts it away.
Living reflections from a dream.
Right guys, and welcome back to the Frangerine Dream with me, Lanre Oyefranjo. How the bloody hell's it going? We are 5th in the league, 5th in the championship. We've had a very bad spell. Let me take you through this little bad spell. We're currently on the 21st of January 2022. We've got 2 games left in January, so I'll be showing you Hull and Sunderland at home in the Championship and FA Cup, and then we'll finish off the transfer window just to make sure nothing else happens. Well, not to make sure, just to see if anything else happens. As of yet, this transfer window, we've done fuck all. We've let a couple of youngsters go out on loan, and we've brought in Joachim Homburg, who I showed you last time. And I am training him to be a box-to-box midfielder. He's going to need a lot of development, but I reckon he can do it. I reckon he's got the attributes to do it, so watch this space. We'll see how he develops. So this Dismal run then. We've played quite a few games since that 2-0 thrashing at Sunderland. And to be honest, it started off very well. We got back-to-back wins against our local rivals Blackburn Rovers and then Reading, 2-1 and 2-0 respectively. And then it started to go a little bit tits up. Middlesbrough equalised immediately after we took the lead against them, and that was pretty much all that happened in the game apart from Brad Potts getting sent off. So that was a 1-1 draw and a bit of an annoying one because we were the better team. We then lost 2-1 to Ipswich after going ahead in the second minute. Will McCauley equalised in the 13th minute and then took the lead 7 minutes from time, and Ben Close got injured for about 6 weeks, I think. In fact, I think he's just back, Ben Close. We then drew with Derby 2-2, which I'm fine with. And then, if you guys have been playing Footy Manager a while, you'll realise this many 1-0 losses in a row, it's just one of those slumps. It's one of those slumps that it's very, very difficult to get out of. We were the better team in all of these matches, all 3 of these matches, and we lost 1-0 in all of them. Will Keane getting a penalty for Bradford, Chris Martin scoring with half an hour to go for Cardiff, and Paul George Ntep scoring for Birmingham after 36 minutes. And it's one of those slumps where you can do... I mean, different people probably have different ways of handling those slumps. What I prefer to do is stay loyal to the tactics, stay loyal to the system, shift the players around if needed. You know, if someone's particularly out of form, then have a word with them, warn them that their form isn't good enough, and maybe drop them for a match or 2, see how that goes. Similarly, if someone plays well, then praise them, micromanage the shit out of those players, and then hold team meetings, try and get everyone's morale back up. And eventually, you know, those runs are broken and you just need to get through to the other side. It's so annoying. But yeah, I'm pretty sure when we played Middlesbrough, we were top of the league, and now, after all this, we are 5th. So, a bit annoying. We also lost 3-2 to Barnsley at home. So we went ahead through Barry Smith, then Barnsley equalised with 5 minutes to go till half-time. Then they took the lead with 15 minutes to go. A few minutes later, I was like, yes, Mark O'Kane equalising for us just after they've scored. How'd you like that? Take some of your own medicine, you bastards. And then they immediately took the lead again. So just fuck Footy Manager. But it was about that time that George Hurst... You know George Hurst, the player I brought in the summer, the striker. He's a good young striker. I've not been playing him because he was in terrible form for the first half of the season. He couldn't do a thing. I think he might have got 1 goal in the first half of the season. I wouldn't even be confident that he got that, though. He came to me after this Barnsley match and he said, look, I want football. And I've been struggling to get a combination of strikers who work well together and perform consistently. So I thought, yeah, fuck it, I'll throw you back in again. What does it matter? You're going to be shit, but, you know, Wardle isn't good when I stick him in. Or he is now and again. Danny Philliskirk has 1 game every 6 months that he can be proud of. So yeah, I stuck him back in, and he has scored in the 2 games since we did that. So George Hurst has got his confidence up. He's got the bit between his teeth. He's got something to prove, and he has scored 2 in 2 for us since I put him back in the team. The first game that broke us out of this losing streak was against Oxford in the FA Cup third round. And although Oxford are a league below us, I went with a full-strength team because every little helps when you're trying to break out of these runs. So a 1-0 win through George Hurst was absolutely perfect. And then, in a rare moment of just the stars aligning, we got matched up against the bottom of the league team in the next match. It was just FM holding out an olive branch and saying, come on, Franny, come and build some momentum here, you can do it. And we did. George Hurst, again, as I say, within 15 minutes put us ahead, and we stayed that way. So we've by no means turned this around just yet, because we've beaten a team from the league below, and the team at the bottom of our league. I keep saying that, actually. Are they actually bottom? They're not, to be fair, 17th. I think they are the worst team in the league, though. That's why I keep saying it. But yeah, we have got 2 proper challenges today. I mean, to be fair, we've got a lot of challenges coming up. We're playing Hull and Sunderland in this video, and then we've got Everton, Aston Villa, Norwich and Leeds all in a row. So that'll be a fun run. What else is going on? Danny Wilson is injured for the first time in a long time. But it's okay, because I'd actually dropped him before he got that injury. I felt like freshen it up a bit at the back. So I've been playing Dylan Flynn. Young Irish centre-back Dylan Flynn. We've had him for a few years, and he's been a good prospect for a few years. And yeah, I thought he'd do a job next to Ash Kigboot, and he has been doing. He's been doing fine. You can see he's got all the attributes he needs to be at least a defensive centre-back. He could be a bit quicker and a bit better at positioning himself, and his tackling could be a bit better. But he's only 20, and he's been with us for a couple of years, and I reckon he can grow into a player we can use. Brad Potts is suspended for this match coming up, and Corey Knowles is injured, but we never use Corey Knowles. In fact, literally, he's the only player in this squad, apart from Neil Etheridge, who has yet to play a minute this season. Just something to keep an eye on, and sort of one of the reasons I'm doing this video in January. Kieran Dowell's been whinging a bit that he wants to leave to join Brentford, who no longer want him, actually. I've just realised that. But yeah, he wants to move to 15th place Brentford because they've got better players, apparently. I mean, you're meant to be a smart player, Kieran. You know that 5th in the league is better than 15th, don't you? You dozy bastard. But he is still wanted by Rangers in the SPL and Philadelphia Union, who actually have Modou Barrow. Huh. Modou Barrow's career took a turn, and he's played a few seasons in Philadelphia. So yeah, I will update you at some point if Kieran Dowell is sold. To be honest, I'm secretly kind of hoping that we can sell him, because I've got an asking price on his head for £10 million, and teams are still interested. Just saying, maybe. I'd probably sell him for 5, because that would mean that we could use some of that and reinvest that in the squad. That's something I wanted to tell you about, actually. Bloody hell. Do you want to know how dire circumstances it is? I know I bang on about finances in this save. This season, in terms of transfers, we have made £2 million. How's our balance doing for the season? Oh, we're in the minuses. We've lost £4.5 million this season. So if I hadn't made all that money on transfers, we'd have lost nearly £7 million this season. Mental. How is this club still afloat? We need to get into the Premier League. The promised land. We need to be showered with fucking cash. Right, let's have a quick look at this Hull lineup. Oh, Josh Timon, what could have been, mate? What could have been? Let's get one of the scouts on you, get full knowledge of you, see how you're doing. We could bring you back if we got a few pennies together. We'll have a whip round. Get Josh Timon back in. Anyway, who've they got? They have still got Alex McCarthy. Jake Livermore still going, 32 years old. Dario Dorensoro is a pretty cool name. Good finisher of the ball, very composed. He seems alright, not particularly quick or strong. And on the other hand, we've got Chris Evans, who is pretty quick and strong, and a decent finisher. Doesn't work too hard though, so we might be okay with him. In the interest though of getting some momentum together, I'm sticking with the same team that beat Gillingham. So we've got John Ruddy in net, Kieran Freeman, Dylan Flynn, Ash Kigboot and James Husband across the back. We've got Mark O'Kane, Jay Fulton and Ryan McGrath, who I don't think you know. Ryan McGrath has played just the one game for us, but he did very well against Gillingham. Very well indeed, while Brad Potts was suspended. And yeah, he's a ball winner and he's going to play again today. This team's getting bloody younger and younger, isn't it? Apart from John Ruddy, maybe James' husband, we've got Kigboo's still a 22-year-old or something. Dylan Flynn's 20. McGrath is 20. Dowell's 24 or something. Wardle and Hurst up top are a young combination. Bloody hell. In fact, what I am going to do, and I did it in the Gillingham match as well, I'm just going to have Wardle as a supporting deep line forward and Hurst as the attacking forward. That's something I've not mentioned yet, actually. George Hurst, do you remember when I brought him in, he was just a target man, and I was trying to train him up to be an advanced forward. These last couple of matches are the first time in the season where I've played him as an advanced forward. And yeah, those are the 2 matches he's scored twice in. Oh, he's actually got 4 goals all season. But yeah, he's growing into that advanced forward role where I thought he could be so good. And I'm very, very happy with that. Right, we've got free kick which McGrath swings in. It's away as far as Kane. Now Kigboo. Get to McGrath again. He has done. McGrath crosses it in. Wardle. Kigboo. Kigboo scores. And Blackpool are off the mark against Hull within 10 minutes. Get in. Hull, by the way, although they're not currently occupying a playoff spot, they're going down to 11th if this stays the same. So they're still in a pretty decent position. And as we've seen, they've still got some decent players. Another highlight. Ryan McGrath to Jay Fulton to Kieran Dowell. Onto the wing for Husband. Husband crosses it in. Wardle! Deflected and in! Wardle, you little legend! 2-0 within 23 minutes even. And the attacking wing-backs coming in handy. Husband with a great overlapping run. Got it into Wardle. And Wardle's shot was deflected in off the post. Perfect. Right, we've got 8 minutes to go before half-time. And what I'm going to do is pull things back a bit simply because it would be so Football Manager to for Hull to get a goal just before half-time, and that inspires their team to come back and bloody beat us. So that's not happening. That is not happening. We are going with 2 banks of 4, nice and safe. We'll probably change back after half-time, but for now, we're doing this. Get rid of all these, standard flexible, 4-4-1-1, go at them. And we get through to half-time. We might have done anyway, but I'm taking no chances today. I see no need to go back to having really attacking wing-backs. That seems a bit gung-ho. I don't really want to do that. But at the same time, we don't want to be too defensive. I'll tell you what, for now, we're going to keep it. In fact, we're going to have Wardle next to Hurst, so we're matching him up with the 4-4-2. We're going to have Dowell as an attacking playmaker, so we're still getting some attacks down the left. And Kane can be a winger. Might come back to bite me on the arse, but I have my reasons. Okay, Hull have a highlight, but McGrath wins it back. McGrath has impressed me in his first 2 appearances for the club. George Hurst to McGrath to Dowell to Stuart Wardle. Can he pick out a man on the right-hand side? He has a go by himself, and it's just wide. Another highlight. Oh, Dowell was dilly-dallying in midfield, and he got robbed. Cooper's ball. It's headed away by Kigboo. Now Benassa to Evans. To Reach. Adam Reach on the left-hand side. Crosses it into the far post. Lewis, it's deflected by Kigboo. And it's in. It's a Kigboo own goal. Bollocks. We're having another little change, which is that we're going 4-5-1, flat 5 across midfield. Michael Caine comes in from the right wing. And we bring on Belhanda for Stuart Wardle, who's done good today. And we've got Belhanda and Dowell on the wings, both as wide playmakers on attack. And hopefully that should stop us getting... it should stop Hull creating chances from the centre of midfield. Oh, unlucky Kigboo. Just hit him in the bloody neck and went in. Right, there's a highlight with about 13 minutes to go. Okay, Fulton wins the ball for us. Kane to Dowell. Kieran Dowell to Ryan McGrath. Yunus Belhanda to Michael Caine. Michael Caine to George Hurst. George Hurst makes it 3-3. You fucking beauty. And that is all I need. I'm dropping us back to defensive with 12 and a half minutes to go. Belhanda's ball through to Caine, who was in a very good position. and he just slipped it through for George Hurst. And George Hurst suddenly looks like a complete natural in this team. Couldn't get a tune out of him for 6 months, and now 3-3 just like that. Adam reaches cross, it's away, and Michael Caine clears, and Blackpool win 3-1 against Hull. Excellent stuff. Like I was saying in the last episode, I don't particularly mind if we don't get automatic promotion this year, but I would be disappointed if we finish below the playoffs. And that win today has kept us in the hunt, so very, very pleased about that, and I think we deserve that as well. Look at this, Ash Kigbu gets man of the match despite scoring an own goal. No shits given. Offers have been coming in all window for Luke Higham, but I am not letting him leave this January. We still need cover at left back. But his deal's up at the end of the season, and I don't think I'll offer him a new one. Although I have said that before. But yeah, I reckon we're going for promotion now. That's where we're looking. Someone like Luke Higham, it's just a bit too much for him. It's just a step too far. Case in point, he's asking for a new deal because I rejected that bid. Nope. Danny Philliskirk's picked up a damaged heel. He'll be out for about a week. That's no problem. Here we go then. Match number 2 against Sunderland again. We're playing Sunderland in the FA Cup 4th round. I'm putting quite a lot of stock into this game. I want us to have a good cup run. Yes, I probably should be focusing on the league if we want to get into the playoffs. But I fancy a cup run. We've not had a good cup run yet in this save. Mainly because we usually get a bloody Premier League side in the 3rd or 4th round. But we've not yet. We've got Sunderland in the 4th round. I reckon we can turn them over at our place. With that in mind, I've made no changes whatsoever. The only change I've made on the bench is that Brad Potts comes in for, I think it was Lee Hodson. So we've got a very defender-light bench. But very midfielder-heavy. And they're playing with a couple of injured players. Roman Saiz and Lee Nichols, both carrying injuries, but not serious ones. I mean, obviously. Because if they were serious ones, I doubt they'd be risked. Okay, a highlight already. 6 minutes in. George Hurst spreads it out wide to Husband on the left wing. Cross it in. Oh, it's off the bar. And it's gone straight through for a throw into Sunderland. I tell you what though, Husband in the last couple of matches has been doing well getting up the left-hand side, creating chances. Appleyard, tackled by McGrath. Go on, McGrath. Ryan McGrath. Oh, he's booted it straight to Saiz, the injured man. Scarisbrook to Nichols. To Vermeil? It's headed away by Kigbu anyway. Dowell knotted on. It's headed away and Dowell knotted on again. Wardle to Hurst. George Hurst to McGrath to Caine. Michael Caine. On the right-hand side of the area, gets to byline, cuts it in for Dowell, and Dowell knots it in. Oh, we're coming back to form. Come on. This is what I mean. If you're in one of them runs, if you can just grind out a couple of results, it boosts the team, and you can go on a bit of a run from there. Hopefully, we can carry that on today. It's a good start. Plenty of game left to be played, though. And it actually looks like they've got a highlight straight away. All we have. Wardle to McGrath. Great ball over the top. George Hurst. Oh, the shot's blocked. It comes to Dowell on the right wing. And that's going to come to nothing. Bloody hell, I thought that were going to be 2 in the space of a minute. It's crossed in by Kieran Dowell. Husband to Fulton. Oh, cleared off the line by William. We're really taking the game to Sunderland. Dowell crossed it in again to the far post, but Matthews takes the ball this time. Matthews with a long ball up towards Appleyard, who caused us some serious problems last game, I remember, with his pace getting up that right wing. Wardle to Freeman. Kieran Freeman to Jay Fulton. Safe option, like it. Kieran Freeman again, he's running to traffic that time, but Flynn gets the ball, and now it's Fulton to Ryan McGrath to Michael Caine. McGrath again, George Hurst to Kieran Dowell to Wardle. Oh, what a move that was! And Wardle tried to slide it under the keeper, I think, and it just straight at him in the end. And again, there is no need to be silly. I'm going to 4-5-1 to see us through at the last 5 minutes of the half. Wardle's going to play as a left winger just for a minute. But yeah, just try and stop them from gaining anything at all, any kind of advantage, any kind of momentum. And I'm not sure if it's worked because they could have not done anything anyway. But I like to think it worked. And in fact, we're going to do exactly the same thing as we did last game. We're going to go to this 4-5-1. Stuart Wardle's coming off at half time. Eunice Bellander's coming on. and he and Dowell are going to be the wingers, and we'll have a 3-man centre midfield. Just try and make us as solid as possible, still staying on standard flexible, and hopefully we can see this game out. They've gone to a narrow 4-3-3, which I guess is good news. Let me think about this, because I think we need to change it immediately. We need cover. They have got 6 players here. We need cover, and I think that cover is going to come in this form. Right, here's what we're doing. Here is what we're doing. They're going to a 4-3-3 narrow. So we've got McGrath as the holding man in here. We're having a 3-man midfield of Fulton, Kane and Dowell, with Belhanda just behind Hurst. And because they're playing sort of a narrow system, we are allowing Husband and Freeman to push on down the wings again and overlap, get involved in that attack. Okay, Saiss has the ball to Torrell, to Crushnell, to Torrell again, Crushnell. Chips a ball through to Scarsbrick, to William, Vermeil, to David, and Robinson scores for Sunderland. Bollocks. Andy Robinson scores. Okay, I was about to make a sub, but a highlight's just started, and I don't think it's going to be ours. William comes, and hits the side netting. I thought for sure he was going to square it to Macy, who was all on his own, as soon as our defender ran out to close him down. And that's full time, and I think, is that a replay then? Yeah, that's going to be a replay for us. I guess that's fine. It's not going to affect our momentum. Obviously, it's not as good as a win, but it's fine. We can keep building off this. Bloody hell. I was prepared for the eventuality that it'd get all the way to deadline day and then someone would come in for Dowell, so if I do sell him, I'll have to do a load of bloody work trying to replace him on the last day. And then I see this coming from Rangers. I've got a 10 million price tag slapped on his head. And they come in, it could rise to 1.8 million. Go fuck yourselves. Are you serious? As if I'm going to accept that. Let's say 7.5 and you can have him. Kieran Dowell, unhappy promise not kept. Well, I'm sorry I don't want to sell you for fuck all. Bloody hell, Rangers. That's not how money works. No wonder they went bloody bust. And now Kieran Dowell is going to say he believes 1.8 million is a reasonable bid. 2.5. Yeah, let's try that again, mate. 10 million. Thank you. 2.5? Yeah. Well, if you're just going to say the same thing again, then I'm just going to say bloody 10 million. Right, Kieran Dowell thinks I'm being unreasonable now. This is just a bad deadline day. Right, 2 potentially annoying pieces of news. Derby have made an offer of fucking 1.8 million for Kieran Dowell. He's not going for 1.8 million. I don't care. I might be being unreasonable. I don't think I am. I might be, but fuck it. He's not going for that. And we've got Chelsea. Oh, I'm going to write the 31st of January 2022 down in my diary. Most frustrating day of the save so far. Hey Derby, how about 10 million? No, I don't think so. Twats. Derby have come back. 2.1 million. How about 10? Didn't think so. Twats. And there we go. The transfer deadline has passed. So I'm presumably going to get in some deep shit with Kieran Dowell for not selling him. Despite the fact that the only clubs who came in for him, the maximum we got was 2.1 million right at the death. When I wouldn't have been able to replace him anyway. So fuck teams in the Championship thinking they can nab our players for fuck all. I've gotten very frustrated towards the end of this video. I'm sure it's coming across. Anyway, that is where I'm going to leave this episode, guys. Wish me luck. I'm hoping we'll probably come back for 2 more episodes this season. It's quite an interesting season. It's not one of those ones like the last couple of years where we've been sleepwalking towards, nowhere, mid-table mediocrity. We've still got every reason to believe we can stay where we are in the playoffs, and I would be very, very happy with that, despite whether we go through. So yeah, make sure you check out the other stuff me and Freddie are doing on the channel. Make sure you also go and check out Franjo and Freddie Do, our 2 separate gaming channels with non-Footy Manager stuff on there. But apart from that, I will see you next time. Bye!